Hello everyone, welcome to Wonderland!
Today we'll be doing a review on an otome game called Cupid Parasite. We finished this game a few months ago and we just wanted to share our thoughts about it in this video.
Yep, and the great thing about Cupid Parasite is that it's mostly a lighthearted and comedic game. So if you need a break from those angstier otoges that you've played so far, this is the perfect fit. Though do be warned, some of these routes do contain some angstier elements later on. So get your tissue boxes ready regardless.
So before we begin, we just want to put a warning and disclaimer for our audience. This video will contain spoilers from the common route, so if you don't want any spoilers from the game at all, we would advise not to proceed ahead. There will also be dialogues and scenarios that are scripted in reference to the story, but they are not exact representation of what actually happened in the game. We just did this for fun and we hope you'll have fun with us.
Okay, so let's get straight into the synopsis. So to begin, we have our heroine Lynette, who is a bridal advisor in a matchmaking company called Cupid Corporation in the fictional city of Lost York. But she hides a secret. The secret being that her identity is actually Cupid, the Greek goddess. She had come down to the human realm because she had a fight with her father, Mars, the god of war. Mars basically thinks that all humans are incompetent people who cannot do anything without the gods. So he blames Lynette for the current marriage rates that are going down. But Lynette has been learning more and more about the human realm recently, and she learns that, humans actually aren't that incompetent. They can figure out their marriages on their own. So in order to prove her father wrong, she goes down to the human world in order to help matchmake humans.
Yep, so Lynette's goal is to matchmake humans without using her goddess powers. So it's as if she's a human trying to matchmake other humans. And she does this because she wants to prove to Mars that humans don't need gods to interfere when it comes to marriage. So if she does well enough and gets a promotion at her company, that would prove her to be right. Now, at the starting point of the game, a few years have already passed after Lynette came down to the human realm, and she is now the top bridal advisor. She gets called in by her boss one day, who offers her a chance to prove herself to get a promotion. But the problem is, the mission that she needs to complete to get her promotion is to find marriage partners for the top 5 most unwanted bachelors in Lost York, also known as the Parasite 5.
So who exactly are the Parasite 5? Let's get right into the characters. So starting off, we have Gil Lovecraft, the lovelorn parasite. Gil is a Lost York freelance editor who entered Cupid Corporation to forget his past love. Gil is sweet and attentive with an extremely loyal personality. The only problem is he can't stop bringing up his old flame no matter who he meets. In our personal experience, we really enjoyed Gil's route. We thought it was really funny. Gil was a very sweet love interest. But we do know that some people find his personality quite overbearing, as some of his actions could be considered to be quite creepy, to be honest. But we liked him regardless because he does actually reflect on himself later on, so we thought he was redeemed.
And I get that Gil can seem quite pushy to some people, but I actually really like him because I appreciate the fact that he can reflect on himself and learn from his mistakes. So for me, that's one of the qualities that makes him a great character in my opinion. Alright, now moving on to the second love interest, Shelby Snail. Shelby is known as the prestige parasite, and that's because he's very obsessed with the idea of being prestigious. Shelby is the president of Cupid Corporation, so basically he's Lynette's boss. He's a workaholic and a perfectionist who's determined to achieve SS rank in everything that he does. But as the president of a matchmaking company, Shelby can't let others know that he's single. So he tries to get his secretary, Awan, to attend his dates for him. Now, as you can imagine, who would want to date someone who doesn't even show up to his own dates? So, because of that, he ends up staying single despite his attempts. For us personally, we love seeing the chemistry between Shelby and Lynette. They are both people who love their jobs, and the route has a good balance between career life and love life. And that's something that we really appreciate in this route. We didn't really like how obsessed Shelby was with the idea of being prestigious, but just like everyone else, he gets his own development and he does get better throughout the game.
Yep. So moving on to the third character, we have Ryuki Keisain, which is the beauty parasite. So Ryuki is an up-and-coming fashion designer who is beauty obsessed. He judges the amount of effort people put in their beauty and assigns them a corresponding color code. So as you can see on screen here is a color code of one of the characters. I'll keep it a secret who it is, but yeah, not good. His high standards make it difficult for him to find love. In fact, he has difficulty recognizing people as human sometimes because their standards are just not high enough. In our personal experience, I was already really drawn to his design from the beginning, but what made me really love his route was his character. I found him really cute and really sweet, and if you enjoy fluffy tsunderes, I would highly recommend his route.
I agree, he's very sweet and adorable, and his route is just super fluffy. Now let's move on to Rawl, the obsessed parasite. Rawl's actually a very popular action star, and you might think that he shouldn't have any problems getting dates, right? But that's actually not the case. The problem with Rawl is that he's very obsessed with mythology, so everything he talks about revolves around mythology. And when I say everything, I mean everything. So even though he's super popular as an actor, people get driven away because there's just no one who can keep a conversation with him. Now, personally, we didn't enjoy Rawl's route as much because there were certain scenes that made us uncomfortable, but we certainly like Rawl's character outside of his route. He's pretty funny and it's nice to see how he develops as a character. So even though we didn't enjoy his route as much, we still think that he's a very cute love interest.
He's a very interesting character, very entertaining to see when he interacts with the other love interests, and personally those are one of my favorite moments in the game. Moving on to our fifth parasite, Alan Melville, the thieving parasite. Alan is the owner of the pillow shop Pillow Luxuria. Alan is always surrounded by multiple partners. Rather than staying committed to one partner, Alan believes in sharing and only targets women who are already in a committed relationship. Yikes. His tendency to share extends to his time at Cupid Corporation, which causes a huge headache for bridal advisors. The worst part is, when a girl finally breaks off her relationship to be with Alan, he is no longer interested because she's not in a committed relationship anymore. Mega yikes! In our personal experience, Alan wasn't our favorite love interest, but we do think that Alan and Lynette are the best pair out of everyone. They're our personal OTP. Because honestly, Alan was a dark horse in the game, truly. We didn't expect him to be this... I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll just leave it at that. I hope you guys look forward to his route.
Alan is definitely one of the best love interests in this game, and even though he's not my favorite, I definitely ship Alan and Lynette together the most, so I hope everyone will also look forward to his route. Now finally onto the secret route. We can't say much because he's a secret love interest, but we just want to say that he is our favorite among everyone in this game. He's just so cute and so sweet, and we just hope that you'll like him as much as we do.
Yes, he holds a very special place in our hearts. Okay, so that concludes the character introductions. Moving on to the more general aspects of the otome game, let's go on to the writing. So since this game is relatively lighthearted and comedic, the writing is more focused on the characters than the world building, which I thought was fine. The writing felt consistent and the routes were well paced. There were some parts that felt more dragged out than necessary, but it never really got to a point where I felt too frustrated to continue. And I personally thought that the heroine's chemistry with all the love interests felt really well balanced and fresh, so it was a very enjoyable ride overall.
Now on to the art and music of the game. The art in this game is gorgeous. It's colorful and it has a pop aesthetic to it, which makes it feel very fresh and fun for the players. And the music was amazing. The soundtracks have some rockabilly elements to it, and it's very unlike anything that you would typically hear in an otome game. The only issue though was that because of how unique the soundtrack was, sometimes it didn't seem to fit different types of mood in the scene, but honestly, that didn't bother us too much, and we still love the music all the same.
And that concludes our review. We highly recommend this game to anyone who's looking for comedic and light-hearted gameplay.
All of the characters are very likable, and the game is very fun and relaxing, so we hope you'll enjoy it as much as we did.
Yep. It also helps that the setting is based on modern North America, so players from North America or Europe may be able to understand the references a bit more easily and find it more relatable.
And if anyone has played the game, please leave your thoughts below, and if you do play it in the future, please let us know what you thought about it.
Yep. We hope you enjoyed the review and we hope to see you next time.
Bye bye!